Hello, hello everybody, and welcome back to some more Banjo-Kazooie, and this is going to be a very quick level, because we're literally just going in just to get a move, and then we're fucking off.
My stomach aches, I shouldn't have eaten that shiny thing.
Yeah, I wonder what that could possibly be.
I wonder why you can't just do a little, like a head stomp on his belly, make him puke out.
Yeah, you think that would be the answer, but no, we have to go super Heimlich maneuver on him.
I love how he's just slide it into the molehill.
Yeah, I mean, it's an ice level, so everything's icy, so...
Oh, it's very funny how the momentum carried into the cutscene.
Yeah. Take note, Rockstar, this is how you do it. You
Have
saw
you seen
that.
the cutscenes? Have you seen the cutscenes? I don't know what we're going to ask. Sorry, what we're going to ask?
Like you remember that video of Rockstar can seamlessly blend gameplay and cutscenes together, and the guy parachutes into the mansion and immediately starts up the mission.
I remember the one where the guy just tosses like a Molotov cocktail into the woman, and the cutscene starts as she's burning. And you can see, like, very graphic, her body just burning, and she's just talking to you in the cutscene. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So, I will say that the reason why I'm doing this is because this is the only point in Banjo-Kazooie where there's mandatory backtracking. And I personally really hate fucking backtracking. But Banjo-Kazooie is like the example of like why I like it so much, is just because you can go into a level, basically do everything, leave, and then there's like no real punishment or anything for that. I know
So,
that...
sorry, what was the move you wanted to get again?
what was the movie?
No, the move you wanted to get.
The move that I got in Freezeezy Peak, I got it because like it was right there at the front door, pretty much. Was a oh shoot, what was it? It was not. Was it called Beak Dive? I can't remember. But basically, when you're in the air, it's basically you turn yourself into a missile and hit something. But we need it for this level to complete it, but we also need a move in this level to complete something in Freezeezy Peak. So that's why, no matter what you do, there's always going to be a little bit of backtracking. So I just figured, well, the Freezeezy Peak, the molehill to learn the move is technically closer, so I'll just do that, and then do Gobi's Valley first. Even though it's technically, like, the 5th level, so...
I like how the ginger, in the beginning just kind of blends into the color of the background.
The ginger?
No, aren't they called gingers? The colored creatures we have to rescue.
Oh, Jinjos! Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. With an O. I don't even know what a Jinja is. Sounds like something that a step-parent forgets in their basement.
What's up, my gingers?
But,
Jinja is when they have reclaimed the world. The word. And it's their word now. They have reclaimed it.
yeah.
Oh, that is a very...
No, that's very...
Obviously, there is a very, like, a tight space he got right there.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? But good news, we've learned all the moves in the game. Fantastic. So, A little bit sad because I do like bottles, but you know, whatever. I guess the only downside to it is that I know that if your health is low, you can talk to a molehill and bottles will refill your health. Or is that only when... Oh, I can't remember now. Never mind.
I don't... If only bottles had listened in the second game.
Well, to be fair, it was technically Kazooie's fault because she's that much of a cunt. You played the second game? I thought you only played the first one.
No, but I do know that what happens in the beginning.
Okay. And here's the big recurring joke of the Banjo-Kazooie franchise. We help the camel, and then for the rest of the series, we make his life miserable. So, you sent an article the other day about how Wizards of the Coast has decided to say fuck you to Brazil.
Yes, they have apparently stopped doing the supporting they're not gonna deal anymore translation of their official translations of their material in Portuguese.
Yeah, so I saw a little bit of the video, but not all of it, so I was just kind of curious as to, like, what is it about the Portuguese specifically that they're like, you know what, fuck these people. But
I think it's just a matter of cost.
Yeah, but even according to the video, apparently Dungeons and Dragons is, you know, big enough kind of thing, right? So.
Yeah, I don't know if it's quite right, the assertion. The cartoon, I think he was basing that statement very much on the popularity of the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon in Brazil.
Oh, okay.
It's very popular. The thing is, I don't know if perhaps the sales of the game of the material of the Dungeons and Dragons game it was actually enough for them, because it's one thing like the product, because the product like the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon was aired in Brazil for decades, so it's why it's so popular. But how much that translates to sales of the game, because it's not translated as Dungeons and Dragons in Portuguese. So like the cartoon itself, it's not translated as Dungeons and Dragons. So a lot of people don't make the connection. So I don't know if that translates well with sales. And Brazilian RPG communities are actually not that D&D centric. Because I know, like, it's a big thing it's a big problem, like, for many RPG fans in like other countries, especially in the US and in Canuckland, that you're just an asshole to this guy.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's a bit of an asshole who deserves it, because if you actually let the conversation go, the tree that we just helped here, he basically was saying, I'm dying, please, I just need some water. And what ends up happening is Gobi just takes a rest underneath his leaves, and he's like, oh man, this plant sure looks thirsty. Well, sucks for him, I need all my water. So,
it's an interesting way of giving the hints to the player of what needs to be done.
Yeah.
I don't recall if I did this. Like if I did this part of the mission.
Well, you said that you made it up to a Bubble Goop Swamp, which was about level 3 or... No, that was level 4, so this would be level 6.
I remember completing that. And then I got to Gobi Desert. But I
Okay.
don't recall. I don't recall how much of Gobi Desert I completed. That was like a, and I think that was probably partly before a lot of my games were stolen.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This
Yeah, it's
this
such a
one,
pain in the ass. But it's technically worth it.
yeah. It was really annoying though. What the hell? But yeah, I don't recall very much of how much of Gobi Desert I did. I think and if I actually did that part with the water in the tree. But yeah, about Dungeons and Dragons, like I know a lot of people like in people who are heavily into RPGs in North America complain that people who exclusively play what is D&D and nothing else.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like, in my, one D&D group, I was kind of getting sick and tired of Dungeons & Dragons and just wanted a new setting kind of thing, so I was willing to go so far as to, like, rewrite the Dungeons & Dragons system and make it so it would fit in a Fallout universe. And I pitched that idea to, my one group and being like, oh, hey, you know, would you guys be interested in this? Like, I'll basically I just said, I'm willing to do all this fucking work, and all you have to do is just show up and, like, fucking be players in a game that I'm gonna DM. Literally, thing one that, the guy, one guy in my group said was, oh, but it's not Dungeons and Dragons, it's, gonna be something else. And I was like, well, no shit! So yeah, they were really set in their fucking ways to only play Dungeons and Dragons. It also doesn't help that they're critters as well.
Oh dear. But yeah, that doesn't seem to be in more heavily invested RPG groups in Brazil. That doesn't seem to be much of a problem because culture. Are we still pretending that I am from somewhere else?
Well, there's another story about Colombia. I'm not sure if Colombia and Brazil are in the same area. I know they're both South America, but
they do share a border, so. But yeah, at least for the people I talked to, oh my god, oh that was frustrating.
yeah, oh well, shit happens.
Yeah, but a lot of RPG groups in Brazil seem very keen on trying different systems. Like I spoken to people, like I asked if they played in the system, and they mentioned, yeah, we played some werewolf and some.
Was Werewolf like a spin-off of Vampire the Masquerade?
It is within the. It is all part of the World of Darkness setting.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's how is it still called, because I know there is World of Darkness and Chronicles of Darkness. I don't recall if it is. But those is blocked. But yeah, it's all part of the same setting. So so much that there are like werewolves as enemies in Vampire the Masquerade, and there are like other settings. There is mage. They all follow the same system and apparently share the same universe.
Okay.
And the funny thing is that apparently, like, mages and werewolves are like extremely dangerous enemies to vampires. Oh, these hands! It gives you flashbacks to the old masters, right?
Yeah, yeah. Except in this case, they would be floor masters because what side that they're from is based on what they are masters of. So fun little Zelda facts for you.
Yeah, and Nintendo didn't give them that much freedom. Man, the camera can be an asshole in these games. can't it?
It can be. It might be one of those cases where because I grew up with this games ever since, or have been playing it since I was like 5, it's not an issue for me. But there is a special thing you can do where if you press and hold R, it'll do the like Zelda reorientate the camera directly behind you.
Yeah.
I just never used it as a kid because the shoulder buttons were like, I don't know, they were weird. I never just really used it.
I remember the first time I've got, oh, that is always so annoying.
Yeah, I think it was because of the audio delay. I always use the audio to do that, and because of that slight delay, I lost like a fraction of a second.
Yeah. I recall that first time I met like the World Masters as an enemy in Ocarina of Time. Oh, Ocarina of Time was the first Zelda I played.
Okay.
First time I met the
well, if
Wall
you're a
Masters
true
and-
Zelda fan, you would realize that there are no wall masters. There are floor masters and ceiling masters. That's it.
Well,
I know, I'm busting your nuts. Anyway, go on.
I was making a joke about pummeling someone's face, but I realized I didn't have a good follow-up to that.
Yeah, you're not
Anyway.
a real gamer girl like me.
So that's you coming out as a woman.
Yeah, sure, why not? But anyway,
Whatever it takes, man.
I'm sure someone
yeah.
will clip that and use that against me at some point.
So yeah, what were it? Oh yeah, first time I recall meeting facing a wall master. Was an Ocarina Drive, and I didn't pay attention to Navi's warning. I didn't recall what's she talking about. And then my character gets grabbed
And then you guys
out
sent...
of nowhere. Like I see this shadow growing, and my character gets grabbed out of nowhere by some weird looking creature, and I almost drop a deuce in my pants.
Yeah, there was something like that scared me when I played it when I was like 5, and that was the first boss in the Great Deku Tree. I thought that that shit was like too scary. I literally could not do it, so I asked my dad to do it for me.
Oh man, this style of games are so annoying.
Oh, what? Aim the egg into the cup?
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised you didn't comment on the accent they gave this guy.
I have it on low volume here, so.
Okay.
Is it a very stereotypical Indian accent?
It is quite literally.
Well, I think this game is due for a modern audience remake. What do you think?
Oh yeah, they gotta make Kazooie right all the time, but still keep her absolute shitty attitude, and
Absolutely.
no.
And this guy is gonna chastise you for cultural appropriation or something. The Indian guy right there.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have a very refined British accent instead of goody goody goody.
Even though that would technically be even more racist, but you know, whatever. Who gives a shit about details and when you're on a war against racism? That was actually an interesting thing that I remember hearing about. There's an accent counselor who helps with actors to try and improve their accent for a role.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that Ben Kingsley's depiction of Gandhi was like superb, and it was due to a very subtle thing that he did in the movie where apparently at the beginning of the movie, when he was still under the British Crown rule, he was speaking with a pretty good British accent. But as the movie goes on and he becomes like Gandhi, the activist to free India from British rule, he actually drops the British accent and goes more with the traditional Indian speaking English accent. So I was like, oh, I didn't actually notice that when I saw that movie. That's quite cool.
I have not seen this movie.
It's pretty good. It's basically just, well, you know, a documentary on Mahatma Gandhi. That's about it. They do leave out the fact that Gandhi was not a fan of Africans, but, you know, whatever.
That would not be very savory representation.
Yeah.
Of his character, I guess.
Yeah. You ever watch Penn and Teller's Bullshit TV series?
No. I'm actually not even aware of who they are.
Okay. Penn and Teller are a really amazing magician act. But what they do is that Penn Jillette is the guy who always talks, and he does magic too, but it's mostly the focus on Teller, who does not talk, but does a good chunk of the magic as well. But what they do is that they will do a magic trick and then show you exactly how they fucking did it on stage, and then one-up themselves by basically doing an even more insane magic trick that's like a take on that same magic trick. It's hard to explain. It's just one of those things you just have to see. But they did a series called Bullshit, and basically what they would do is that they would go around and find things to essentially debunk as like, oh, this is like a bunch of hooey nonsense. And one of the episodes was they're replying to some hate mail of a guy saying, oh man, you guys are just going after anything, aren't you? What's next, Mother Teresa and Gandhi? And they're like, alright, that's a good idea. So for this episode, we're gonna go after Mahatma Gandhi and fucking Mother Teresa. Apparently Mother Teresa is a massive fucking evil bitch of a woman. And Mahatma Gandhi, they just mentioned that, oh yeah, he was a racist, he didn't like black people. But, yeah, that was a good show. It used to be on YouTube, but I think they took it down for copyright reasons. So, that's a shame.
As is tradition.
Yeah.
I recall like a YouTube like a guy who was a singer posted of some of his songs on YouTube, and YouTube apparently I don't know if copyright strike the video, but they or restricted the video because he needed to get like you need to get authorization from the owner of the music, but it's my music.
Was it one of those things where it was his producer who claimed it, or was it some random third party that was like, oh yeah, on behalf of this artist, I'm claiming the song for them?
Yeah, it's probably just an automated thing on YouTube. It's really, really nonsensical stuff. Like the guy, do I have to make a document authorizing myself to use it?
Yeah.
Is there a mumbo jumbo transformation in this level?
No, not in every level. There isn't one. There wasn't one in Treasure Trove Cove or Clanker's Cavern, but there's one in Freezeezy Peak.
Oh yeah, I heard you turned into a walrus, right?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Oh yeah, I remember this part of the level.
Yeah.
I don't think I got the.
And here's my favorite part of the level. Yeah. And then right back to the fucking death maze.
Yeah, I don't think I got this maze.
It's not too hard, but again, the only thing that's in here that's of note are, I think, a few notes and that one pressure plate. That's it. Excuse me. Just cracked my neck really good. But, let's see, what else was there? Update on my cat. Apparently he's gone into diabetic remission, so that means I no longer have to give him insulin, so yay.
Yeah. You mentioned that on the painkiller recording.
Yeah, they just wanted a follow-up, like test his blood to make sure that it was still at the level that they tested the week prior. So it's been confirmed that, yeah, it's the same, so we're good. I don't have to give him insulin anymore.
Awesome. How old is he again?
I guesstimate he's about 15 now, so he's getting up there in age, and they gave him his last rabies shot. They said that they're not going to give him any more, even if he does survive till, like, 20-something.
Nice.
There we go. Let's see, we were talking about Penn and Teller. What else were we talking about?
Don't remember. I don't think if we're talking whatever we were talking about, I think I made my point.
Okay.
But yeah, and then you mentioned about you're a good boy. You're a good senior lad that purrs loudly in the videos.
Yeah. I have noticed that he has started to sleep a bit more, and he's doesn't eat as much. But he still eats, like, what I put down. It's just, what he'll do is that he'll eat, like, half of it, leave it, and then come back to it later. So that's, I guess, the only worry, I guess, that could be there, but even then, it's...
Yeah, but he's an old boy, so sleeping a lot is gonna be a thing.
Well, sleeping a lot for cats is a thing anyway.
Let me see if I was gonna see if Carol was nearby, but I think I put her outside.
Okay.
She's usually sleeping. It's quite hot here currently, so she is spending a lot of time sleeping under my bed. Oh, by the way, one of my other cats had a litter.
Oh, nice. So, what that brings it up to, like 32 cats now?
No. At currently 13.
That's still a fucking lot.
Yeah. Because, yeah, I didn't tell you, I found another cat that I had to bring home.
No, I think you did tell me that. You brought a cat home and,
No, I brought two the other time, and then last week I found this week I found another one.
Man.
Like, there was this... I was going to do shopping, and I found, like, there was this cat in the, like, in the intersection, and I was thinking, there was this kitten, like, he must be some 2 months old or something. Maybe a bit more. But he was like, he was just in the intersection and almost jumped in front of a car. And I was
Jesus.
just like, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna see if he's owned by anyone here. I like asked in some houses, nobody had any information on the owner. And alright, guess I'm taking this one. So yeah, but he is very friendly, and I'm hoping that we can get him in the next event, that he can get adopted easily, because it's such a cute thing.
Yeah.
And to top it off, a few days ago, my one of the females here had her litter, and she gave birth to
They usually
four
give birth to
little
about
cats.
5 to 8 kittens at a time.
Yeah, she gave birth to 4 little, and oh my goodness, it's the most charming thing in the world. They are like they grow up like really fast. Like in the first few days, you notice
Mm-hmm.
that they get already begin to get bigger, and it is so yeah. She's quite an obnoxiously how do I say this hostile cat. So like the only the only time she lets me pet her is when she's feeding her litter.
Mm. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but yeah. Oh well, at least you did the right thing. There's only been 2 times where there's been an animal and I wanted to help, but both times I couldn't because the one time was I was riding my bike home from work and I noticed there was a cat over by like a freeway ramp on, and so I called the SPCA and asked them, hey, I noticed a cat here and it's over by like the freeway. Can you send someone over? And they said, no, we can't unless it's an emergency, like the cat is injured. We can't send anybody because our offices are closed.
Huh.
So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I can't bring the cat home because I'm the only thing I have to carry the cat in is my knapsack, and I don't think the cat would like that very much.
It is always a shame when like you can't help them because there's a lot of stray cats around here, and I just like this one. It was just like that he was very friendly and a little friendly. It wasn't very hostile for me picking him up, and like very first day I brought him, he was like he already slept on my bed. So he got used to the new environment quite fast.
Okay.
And it seems like my other cats are not being hostile to him, so that's very nice. But yeah, my biggest worry right now is the litter from the new litter, because we need to get the mother castrated soon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure they are the sons of Calvin, because he was one of the only males who are not castrated in my home, and now he was bothering her a lot a few months ago.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty sure it's his children. And I'm hoping that like we can get him castrated soon so that he can't do it again.
Yeah. The second time was I couldn't do anything because I wasn't the driver of the car, but I was driving with my mom and Opa, and along the side of the road, it's not really a highway, but it's sort of like a major road that connects the city to the outside, like, countryside. And along the side of the road, we found a puppy beagle.
Oh.
And we noticed it, but we didn't stop. And when we came back a day later, unfortunately, we did find a dead beagle on the side of the road.
That is awful.
So it was one of those. Yeah, we should have stopped, but again, it was just. Honestly, I blame more the people who abandoned it on the side of the road, more so than the fact that we didn't stop. But you know, it is what it is. But at the very least, I do pet every cat that I come across when I go outside. So
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Like there's one of the women I know, like one of the women here around the. I think she's like a somewhat close. Well, I think she is related to my family to some extent, and she feeds a lot of the cats up the street.
Mhm.
So whenever I am going near her house, there's a lot of cats there, and oh wow, oh, we're in the pipe.
yeah. And we're not quite done with this snowman, because there's a present here that we need to grab, and on the very tip top of the hat, there is a Jiggy as well.
Yeah.
Oh, and some
I mean,
notes.
it's gotta be.
But, you know what's really funny? You know how everyone always says, like, Jordan Peterson is, like, the worst human being ever because he doesn't agree with how Canada is going? No, I'm serious. That's, like, basically the main reason why everyone gets up his ass about shit.
I mean, the standards to being an awful person have gotten pretty low recently.
Yeah. But, oh, here comes the super Heimlich maneuver I was talking about.
Oh my god! You found my sled.
Yeah, and off he goes. But yeah, so because of all this talk and shit about Jordan Peterson, like, my dad was like, who is this guy? Like, what does he do? And I just said, oh, people just don't like him because he basically said that he doesn't like how like the college system and how the society has been going as of late. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, there's a talk that he's doing, and he's in our town. Did you want to go to it? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I've never even heard him in person either, so at least listen to what he has to say. And
after it's over, tell me how many died.
How bad the protest was and how many died.
Yeah. How many people just spontaneously died because of his awful presence?
0. But
Oh, you've gone already?
Oh yeah. This was like a few years ago before Jordan Peterson went off the deep end and put himself into a coma to get out of an addiction.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
that whole affair was pretty nasty. Like, his wife was with a advanced stage cancer, and yeah, I mean, I don't even like I don't even blame him for falling into addiction in a situation like this, especially for something that is prescribed as like regular medication. Like, so the whole opioid thing, like how eager some doctors are to prescribe opioids, such a nasty thing about like a medical practice nowadays. Like how they
opioids is that meth or is that something else?
No.
Okay.
Meth is, I don't know what's the.
Well, methamphetamines is.
Yeah, we gotta watch Breaking Bad again to remember what it is. But opioids is basically made like from the poppy plant, I think.
Oh, yeah. So it's
But it's stuff like heroin, morphine. Some of them are like used as prescribed as anesthetics and kind of thing, but they are still like exceedingly addictive medication that's not very good to be consumed long term. So, and well, they are very loose. They are prescribed very often because, well, pharmaceutical companies gotta make their money, and
Yeah.
I think the pharmaceutical lobby pushes a lot to not get cramped down on their opioid on the opioids they produce, because a lot of those medication is pretty awful, really. The fact that the fact that it's so easily prescribed, that is so readily prescribed in many situations, really, it's really harrowing practice. And so yeah, he got addicted to an opioid, had to go to Russia to go really cold turkey. Like they I think it was in the clinic that they put him on an induced coma to minimize the effects of withdrawal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this guy's kicking your ass.
Kind of. There's a weird sort of rubber banding system for this race. So, actually, do I lose? Yeah, okay, I think I lost. Oh, yeah, I did. Okay.
Yeah, after that big chug right there.
But there is a rubber banding issue where if you don't go too far ahead of him, he won't... So there is a rubber banding thing. So if he gets too far ahead of you, he slows down so you can catch up. But if you get too far ahead of him, he'll just zip by you like no problem. So it's one of those weird things where if you just go normally, you will more than likely win the race. That's why I wasn't really doing any weird tricks to try and get ahead of him.
I heard Mario Kart AI has like a lot of this problem.
Mario Kart?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a common thing in a lot of racing games. It's a way to induce a difficulty, is so that way people don't just completely body the computers or whatever. But even still, it's just like, come on.
It's really fake difficulty though, because it's not based like on any specific like the pattern is basically whenever the AI allows you to get ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So like you're not dealing with opponents that just drive smartly or have good mechanics on their side. You're dealing with an AI that is just gonna dick you.
Yeah.
When you're doing too good.
So to give an example there, like I was ahead of him and I was like doing pretty well, but then he sort of just blasted ahead of me. But as soon as he did the come on, like hurry up motion, he slowed down, so I was able to overtake him. So that was sort of like that weird rubber banding thing that I mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so going back to the Jordan Peterson thing. I like this guy. He's such an asshole. Yeah, so literally if you go up as Banjo-Kazooie, he's like, ew, fucking bear and a bird, and he hides in his fucking cave and doesn't give you the fucking jiggy. But as soon as you come in as a walrus, he's like, oh, hey, you're a fellow walrus, here, have this. But,
racism much?
Yeah. But anyway, the Jordan Peterson thing that I was going on about was this idea that... so we went to the talk, and basically what it was about was the idea of... Like, it was basically just him just talking. And not even really a coherent... or like a structured thought. It was just more like, oh, here's a thought I had of the day kind of thing. And his thought was essentially, fear is the...
The mind killer.
No, it's not a mind killer. It's the normal state of which all animals, including humans, are at any given time. And his explanation for that is that if you take or his example for it was that if you take a rat and you take it from a cage where it is comfortable and put it in a new environment, even if it's like a completely different safe cage, his first reaction is to panic. Which, admittedly, I don't agree with that whole idea or philosophy. It was an interesting take, but the main thing that he was trying to get, or try and teach people was that the idea of using fear to your advantage. So, like, if you're afraid of what will happen if you do something or don't do something, use that as your motivator to avoid that at all costs, you know? So, for example, if you have an addiction problem, you know it's bad, but you can use the fear of what you will become or what that addiction will do to you to try and seek help to get around it, kind of thing. And I was like, oh, that's actually a pretty interesting idea.
I do find it interesting the idea, because it does make sense, the statement of fear is the natural state. When you think about like evolutionary biology, how creatures how creatures survived in the wild, and even how hominids survived before like civilization became a thing.
Oh, by the way, this is why we need the shoes, because if we don't have them, he just rockets off and we have no chance of winning. But yeah, the weird rubber banding thing is still at play for this race as well. But anyway, you were saying?
Which handles better, the walrus on the sled or the Kazooie, the shoes?
Funny enough, I think it's roughly the same. Like it's controls pretty one-to-one. So yeah, I just say it's the same.
Okay, but yeah, like especially like if you think about hominids, which are not to many environments, humans are not that well adapted to escape from danger or to defend themselves from dangers. Like we don't have any particular appendages that are sharp and useful to defend. We don't have poison that we produce naturally.
Yeah, what are you talking about? The men have penises. That's good enough.
Well, unfortunately, you cannot dick the lion to death if it's trying to maul you. So.
I'm sure a furry out there would disagree, but
so, yeah, I would advise you against trying to defend from lions that way. So don't stick your dick in the creature with sharp fangs. Just saying.
But anyway, you were saying about like humans haven't really evolved proper defenses.
Yeah, we don't have like as good defenses as other animals have against danger. Like we don't have poisons, and we don't have a lot of very hard. Biologically, we don't have that. We're not small enough to hide within the tree branches. That kind of stuff. Camouflage is not really a thing for us. So yeah, if you think about that, really, what the advantage humans have throughout evolution was very much being able to develop tools and eventually civilization.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, basically our brains. That's it.
Yes. So it makes sense that in an environment where you are not capable of defensive. Take that nosy thing with you.
Oh, and in the background, that is the biggest mystery of Banjo-Kazooie ever. And to this day, people will talk about it, even though Rare and a bunch of other people have made like a billion videos and shit talking about it and explaining why it's there.
Yeah. So yeah, in an environment where humans don't have the benefit of tools to defend themselves or civilization to help them with the numbers, your natural state would be fear, because you're naked. You don't have the means to defend yourself. If the crocodile appears, all you can do is run. And pray it's just a crocodile, because there's much worse stuff even.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this level is long.
Yeah, but it's almost done, so... this is around the point when the levels do get long. And also, Bogey being this fat sack of shit that he is like, oh, my kids want presents, but I'm too lazy to go get them. You find them. So, they give you the Jiggy, and then when you talk to Bogey after they get their presents, he's like, oh man, I'm glad you got the presents, but now they're so loud and annoying.
Well, may I present you to this tool called the belt?
Yeah.
But yeah. Life in the wilds kind of sucks for humans.
Yeah. But anyway, the very... to try and finish up the point that I was making with Jordan Peterson. So, for a Christmas present, I think either it was that year or like a year afterwards, my dad got me one of his books that he wrote, which was the... it was like the 12 philosophies or things of...
life.
Yeah, yeah. And... flipping through it, it's really, really basic shit, like clean your room and all that. Like, all the jokes that people talk about Jordan Peterson with.
You know the meaning of that, right?
Clean your room?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just to keep your place tidy, so that way you don't become depressed, right?
No, it's more of the idea that you should focus. If you want to improve things in your life, you should focus first on what is immediately at your reach.
Okay.
Don't try to go save the world. English. The world. If your house is out of whack, like if your house is a mess, if you have bills to pay, don't go on like claiming you have a way to fix the country.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are things in your immediate life that are of immediate concern, and that should be your priority. Fix your life first, then you worry about the rest of the planet.
Yeah, okay. But literally the very last philosophy that he has written in his book is pet every cat that you come across on the street. I'm dead serious, that is actually it.
Well, I say that's good philosophy.
Yeah, and basically the idea is that, you know, you just... essentially, it's just be nice, essentially, just to the smaller creatures, and that's about it.
Yeah. But it is, like, it's... just, like, this little creature, like cats and dogs, they bring... like, just their presence just brings so much good to your life.
Mm.
Like, I try at least once a day to take my dog outside, and she's an old lady, so she needs the attention.
Yeah.
And like just doing that, like that just brings so much satisfaction, you know. Just doing that one thing for this creature that might not be around for the next 2 years, who knows.
Yeah.
And it's just so rewarding to have them in your life, to have these little creatures in your life.
Yeah, and I don't know. It was just one of those things where it was like I saw that in the book and I was like, oh, I already do that.
On that, I'm already on it.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Like, YouTube's also been recommending a lot of Stoic philosophy videos to me for some reason. I don't know why. But a few of them that I watched, they were like, oh yeah, like, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. And, like, philosophy stuff like that. And it's like, again, I already do that.
Yeah. There's a saying that I enjoy a lot. It says that the carriage is more empty. It does more noise when it's empty. And I think it's very much something that is valid for people. That is it's a very true statement to when dealing with people. If like, because people who have nothing in their brains, they usually like they don't know when they should stop speaking.
Yeah.
So they're always talking when they shouldn't, and they like having the last word for anything, even when they have nothing of value to talk about. Like, I'm not gonna disclose who, but like I have people in my family who are like that. People who maybe should know when to shut up.
Yeah. But on that note, speaking of shutting up, we are at the end, and we will see you all next time. So have a nice night.
Bye.